let's keep talking about spring 2024 anime. I was really looking forward to this one. Bartender, Kami no Glass, or God of Glass. Remake? Reboot? Whatever you want to call it. It's based off of the 2006 anime Bartender. This one. And I love this series. I loved it. So I was really interested to see what they would do with the new one. So let's talk about it. First of all, I actually did what I did with Spicer Wolf, and I watched the new one, and then I went back and watched the first episode of the original, just to get a comparison, because it's been a little while since I watched the original. So first thing to note, obviously, the animation is far, far cleaner. I actually much prefer this. I liked the original Bartender, but they use a lot of that Hellraiser-style CGI that's just really, like, super shiny and super just, like, way out of contrast to the rest of the show. But I think I prefer the character design of the original just a little bit more. I mean, the new one is sympathetic, don't get me wrong. But I just love that, like, mid-90s to early 2000s style of art. So I am a little biased here. I do like it still. But, yeah, slightly prefer the original in that point. And so the first episode is very similar to the first episode of the original, follows the basic same story, but they do change a lot of elements in it. They actually show a lot more of Yo, who's the main character. Like, they show him outside of his bar, and they show him as kind of a little bit, like, airy-fairy. He's a little bit of a himbo, to be honest. Which is complete contrast to how he is behind his bar. He's very cool and calm, very warm and friendly and welcoming. You know, what you would expect and want from a bartender. So I thought that was interesting to see that kind of dichotomy, because they don't really show that in the original. And so the main focus of the first story is to talk about what the word bartender means, and also to kind of show a little side story from one of the customers. So in the original Bartender, it focused more on the chief, Karishima, I think his name is. But he's actually more of a side character in this, and the focus is more on two of his female co-workers. And in the original, it's one woman. In this is two, which, you know, fine. And again, you know, obviously, because I've watched the original, I noticed the differences and the changes they made. But I actually quite like it. I like it a little more than what they did with the original, because the original one is kind of a little choppier. This one flows more, in my opinion. Like, in the first one, there's a lot of cutting between, like, scenes of, like, this bar or the hotel bar that's being worked on in the first episode, to just almost like an interview where they're kind of under a spotlight, literally under a spotlight, and they're just talking about whatever it is. And they don't do that in this one. It just flows more like an actual story, and I actually quite like that. But yeah, my first impression of this is really good. I am really excited for this. Outside of being an anime content creator, one of the things I really enjoy is going to bars and trying craft cocktails and specialty cocktails. So this kind of fits for a niche interest of mine. One last comparison before I go. So this is the poster for the original. This came out in 2006. And this is the new one. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.